Auto Accident Help Desk is a marketing agency connecting callers with attorneys. Providers pay a fee for advertising services.
I love getting my kids ready and driving them to school.
But a careless driver can change your life in an instant, and insurance companies want to settle on the cheap. Auto Accident Help Desk connects victims with powerful lawyers. They fight for you.
I called Auto Accident Help Desk and got help for my pain and suffering.
Don't let an insurance company take advantage of you. Our attorneys fight and beat big insurance every day.
Call 800-297-9766. 800-297-9766.
If you've been injured in an automobile accident in the last 6 months, you owe it to yourself to make this free call with no obligation. We're available 24/7 to help you get the money you deserve for your pain and suffering. Auto Accident Help Desk helps accident victims like you every day.
Call 800-297-9766. 800-297-9766. 800-297-9766.
The Turnpike Sports Book Report.
The Turnpike Sports Book Report is brought to you by BorgataSports.com. Your favorite casino is now your favorite sportsbook. Available anywhere in New Jersey, BorgataSports.com. Sign up at BorgataSports.com using our promo code PIKE, that's P-I-K-E. Make your first wager of $20 or more and you'll get $100 in free bets. That's $100 in free bets when your first wager on Borgata Sports is $20 or more. Get into the action with BorgataSports.com. Must be 21 years or older and in New Jersey to place a bet. Terms and conditions apply. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
And welcome to another edition of the Turnpike Sports Book Report, where we talk about the news and notes coming from the different states around the country as well as Canada. We've been getting new reports here, and it looks like Canada is going to be a daily feature here for this book report.
Impressive numbers coming out of Canada, especially Ontario. Is that what you're going to talk about?
Well, we're going to start off with Ontario.
All right.
The Proline Plus service, which is owned and operated by the Ontario Lottery and Gaming Corporation, basically the lottery company up in Ontario. They have reported that they have accepted more than $6 million in bets in the first 4 weeks of operation.
Wow, that's pretty good.
The lottery company said that single event bets accounted for 77% of all wagers placed on the online sportsbook during its first month of operations.
Wow, that's great. It looks like it's a success. You know, it was a long time trying to get single event bets legal in Canada because they had the parlay system going there where you couldn't bet on a single game. But now that single event bets are going strong in Canada, the numbers are great.
Well, not only is Ontario talking about sports betting, we now have Alberta.
Oh, okay.
Alberta, Canada. Sports betting is now online in the province through the province's own playalberta.ca website.
Okay.
.ca is the domain name extension for Canadian websites.
Okay, all right.
It's not you can do .com up there too, but .ca is the accepted extension for Canadian websites.
Yeah, for Canada, instead of state by state, they're going province by province.
Exactly.
So,
which is kind of an interesting way to launch,
well,
but it makes sense. It makes sense.
I think it makes regulation easier.
Well, playalberta.ca website offers everything: moneyline betting, point spread, over-under, prop wagering, in just about every market. But the one thing that's going to be very fun to watch, especially for this province, it's the first time sports fans in that province, Alberta, will be able to place legal and regulated single-game sports wagers on the Edmonton Oilers, the Calgary Flames, the Calgary Stampeders, and the Edmonton Elks of the CFL.
Edmonton Elks?
Yes.
Really?
I got to go take a look at that and see exactly what the Edmonton Elks uniforms look like.
That's their Canadian football team, right?
There's two, the Calgary Stampeders and
Calgary?
Edmonton Elks.
Edmonton Elks. I knew Edmonton had a football team, but I didn't think it was the Elks.
What was the Alouettes was Montreal?
Yeah, that was actually owned by John Candy at one point.
I wonder if is Edmonton Elks was that one of the other Rough Riders? I don't know. I know there was a Saskatchewan, and then there were two Rough Rider teams for some reason up there, and I never understood how they had the two teams with the same names. But the Edmonton Elks, I'm hoping it's actually a cool looking logo that they have, almost like the fear the deer thing for the Milwaukee Bucks.
Yeah.
But as you look up...
By the way, okay.
You're looking it up?
Yeah, I found it. I knew Edmonton had the name. I guess they changed it from the Edmonton Eskimos.
Oh, okay.
So they put it to the Edmonton Elks. I'm guessing because they didn't want to change their logo, because their logo is 2 E's on their helmet. So Edmonton Elks. By the way, they have a really cool new symbol now with the elk thing.
Have to take a look at it.
Yeah, I like it.
Staying in Canada, we have the Saskatchewan Indian Gaming Authority launching their online gambling. New agreement with the Federation of Sovereign Indigenous Nations. That's the Native American groups up there.
Great.
That's how they phrase them that way, the Indigenous Nations. Mm-hmm. Under the deal, the FSIN, that's the acronym for that, and the province, I keep saying province will split revenue from the online gambling site 50-50 going forward.
Great.
And it's not only just sports betting, it's also an online casino.
Oh, okay, good.
Yeah, so they're doing iGaming as well as sports betting. That's expected to launch in 2022.
Okay.
No, not early, not late, just sometime in the year 2022.
Okay.
So that's something to look forward to. Going back into the states, we got a couple news and notes in terms of some of the numbers. Colorado. The Colorado Gaming Control Commission announced their first disbursements from the tax revenues from sports betting.
Oh, okay.
First fiscal year of sports betting brought in a total tax revenue of $8.56 million.
Wow.
And the Gaming Commission announced that the disbursements will be going to the entities named in the sports betting law, especially the Colorado Water Plan, which was the main thrust of getting sports betting passed.
You know, I keep thinking, Colorado's in the news so much for sports betting. You think it's been been going for a couple of years now. No, it's only been a year.
It's only been their first full year.
Yeah, boy.
So here is the total disbursements. We have a total of $8.56 million coming in through the tax revenue.
Okay.
The Water Implementation Cash Fund, which is the Proposition Double D, that was what the part of the sports betting was there for. They're receiving $7.945 million of that.
Wow, that's a lot of it.
That's most of it. That's what sports betting was passed for.
Yeah,
so.
no, that was in the plan. That's why they did sports betting, is for the Water Implementation Cash Fund.
A required 6% was dispersed to the Hold Harmless Fund, which about $488,000. The Office of Behavioral Health received $130,000, of which the Rocky Mountain Crisis Partners received $30,000 to operate a problem gambling hotline.
Okay.
And $100,000 was appropriated for problem gambling services.
Okay.
So that was the very first disbursement of tax revenue in the state of Colorado.
And it shows why states are getting involved with sports betting. It's making money for special programs and important programs throughout states. So sports betting is a good thing.
Well, before we get into some of the deals and legislation, we got to talk about Connecticut launching probably this week.
Yeah, it's
Bank of America.
Well, it probably launched already.
Well, Bank of America. Before we get into that, Bank of America released a report saying that the top 3 states for online sports betting gross gaming revenue.
All right.
New Jersey, Pennsylvania, and Michigan.
Wow. No Nevada?
No Nevada.
Ooh. Whoa.
Well, again, this is online sports betting.
Oh, well, okay.
Nevada has yet to get rid of that registration requirement, and
it's amazing that having to register or complete your online registration at the physical property, it's amazing to me that would hinder the online performance for Nevada, but I guess it does.
Well, Nevada is one of the few states that's 50-50 almost in terms of online and retail.
Well, let me also say...
So they're never going to be a high online sports betting state. Let's be honest,
Nevada, specifically Las Vegas, that's more of a tourist place. I mean, the one thing about Pennsylvania, New Jersey, and Michigan is a large number of people live and gamble and are residents there.
Yeah.
I mean, if you, I would bet you about 60% of the people walking down the strip aren't from Las Vegas or Nevada.
No,
but maybe
again,
that kind of hinders that.
Also, it's also most of the places like Reno. That's also a tourist destination.
Sure, they're all tourist destinations.
Well, I don't know about Henderson. I don't know if that's as much of a tourist destination.
The thing about New Jersey and Pennsylvania and Michigan is the population density.
Yeah.
Year-round population density.
Also, according to Bank of America, FanDuel is the clear leader in those three markets with 40% overall online sports betting share.
Wow, that's great.
DraftKings is second with about 29%. And then you have MGM. They were a third-place finish at 14%. So you have 40%, 29%, then it drops all the way down to 14%. That's the third-place one.
Wow, okay, that's, what is that, MGM?
That's MGM. Clear leaders, FanDuel first, DraftKings second. In the top three online sports betting states, Penn National Gaming and Barstool were fourth.
Okay.
So it's kind of interesting. And then they also pointed out that MGM, while they were a distant third in those states for online sports betting, overall nationally in the iGaming market, this is everything.
This is online casino
and online sports betting. Yeah. MGM, BetMGM, the BetMGM app is the national leader at 30%. Market share.
Well, look, I love BetMGM. I mean, not only for sports betting, they have a great online poker site here in New Jersey. They have a great online casino, and for the complete package, BetMGM is great.
Well, going on to a couple of launches, and I mentioned I teased a little bit of Connecticut. Now, Connecticut was one of those states where they had everything in place except for the Department of Interior issuing the approval of the sports betting compacts before the start of the NFL season. And that's kind of what they're waiting for. Right before the NFL season started, or the day after, the Department of Interior issued the approval. And they've just been waiting to implement certain things because they had to have the state publish the announcement that they can go live for retail as well as online.
Look, breaking the fourth wall and telling people of the audience, we're recording this prior to whenever this is happening. But I'm assuming when we release this, you will be able to place at least a retail sportsbook bet in Connecticut.
According to reports.
If all goes well.
According to reports, especially by Action Network and Better Collective and a few other sites out there, the publication date that I just referred to of the state authorizing sports betting should have happened on Monday.
Okay.
And once that was issued, retail betting begins.
Great.
Online sports betting begins October 7th. That's a given. Now, but the retail books, and there's two retail books in the casinos with Mohegan Sun and Foxwoods. But you also have the Connecticut Lottery. They're going to be launching retail sites. And there's also...
This is almost like in Connecticut, if what I'm understanding they're saying, this is almost like off-track betting kind of sites.
Well, that's the deal that was worked out with the...
we just drove through Connecticut. I can't wait to see.
Actually, we were seeing billboards for DraftKings and a couple other
in Connecticut.
Sports betting sites in Connecticut. They're getting ready.
So I hear we just drove through Hartford. And I guess Hartford's getting
at some point the Hartford Center
betting site. Yeah,
the Hartford Center will be a retail betting site. But the
was Connecticut the state that said no one will live more than 30 minutes from a sports betting site?
Well, the Connecticut Lottery in conjunction with Rush Street Gaming, Rush Street Interactive.
Yeah,
it's also going to be the Play Sugar House brand up there.
Which, by the way, I have that on my phone. I wonder.
It's not going to be the same.
I can't.
No,
okay,
no, because it's going to be through the Connecticut Lottery platform.
I get it.
But they're going to have different retail sites throughout the state. They're also going to be launching possibly this week, if maybe this week, 3 locations in restaurants, bars.
Ooh, nice.
Bobby V's in Stamford and Windsor Locks, and Sports Haven in New Haven.
All right, okay.
So 3 sports bars are also going to have retail
Boy,
betting.
that's right on 95. You go down 95 and you go through Stamford? It's Stamford. I always screw that up. Stamford. Not Sanford or Stanford or
that is
Stamford.
Actually Stamford.
There's a Samford, Connecticut. S-A-M Ford,
This is
Connecticut.
Stanford,
Connecticut. Okay.
S-T-A-M. Stanford.
All right.
This is the one when you're coming up 95. It's right, or you're coming down 95 from like Massachusetts. It's right before the exit for 287.
All right. Okay.
So it's close to New York City.
Great.
They're angling for some of that traffic.
You know what? That's I never even thought of the New York angle of that area, but yeah, no, absolutely.
So we could see the launch of sports betting.
That's actually
as this is airing.
Yeah, no, where the right near what's that? Like it's about 15 minutes from the Mario Cuomo Bridge.
Not even.
Even.
Depending on how fast you drive.
Yeah, people from Sleepy Hollow can take that short trip and do some sports betting in whatever Connecticut town that is.
Stamford.
And
the location that they talked about in Bridgeport, which is supposed to be a really big site that they're trying to put together for that city, could be up and running by the end of October.
Wow, great.
So Bridgeport's going to get some much-needed money coming in. That's a city that needs some revenue
Absolutely.
Speaking of Halloween, you just mentioned Sleepy Hollow.
Yeah, okay. All right, you're bringing in Halloween already, huh?
Let's flip over to Colorado.
All right.
We have the first sportsbook throwing a Halloween party.
Hey, great.
MaximBet. Invite-only Halloween party on October 30th in Denver for members of its Max Rewards program.
Wow, okay.
So that's the loyalty program. They're going
invite
to have
only,
only.
Those are always the best parties.
No, you know what it means? You got to sign up for MaximBet.
Yeah, well, sign up for Maxim. I'd sign up for MaximBet just to go to the Halloween party. I mean, I can't because I'm in New Jersey, but, if you're in Colorado, sign up for MaximBet.
Well, they're going to have celebrities, nationally recognized DJs. I don't even know what a nationally recognized DJ is.
Go down to Atlantic City.
Steve Aoki is the only one I know of.
The DJs have their own billboards driving into Atlantic City.
They sign contracts to do runs at these casinos.
Yeah,
so,
I know. Boy,
why not these? And then also they're going to be doing exclusive MaximBet merchandise and more at the party.
Okay.
Staying in Colorado, we have Betfred. Betfred Sports is opening their activation tent. That they had planned to do this before the beginning of the season because the pandemic issues.
Yep.
They will be doing an activation tent at the South Lawn area outside Empower Field at Mile High. I always refer to it as Mile High. It's Empower Field at Mile High.
Okay.
For the Denver Broncos home games during this season. They're going to have a bar area, betting area, that sort of stuff. And they're also going to have a meet and greet during the games with Rod Smith as well as other former Broncos.
Great.
That are part of their brand ambassadorships there. So, those are a couple new interesting things. I've never seen a Halloween party by a sports book.
Sounds like it'll be fun.
I would have thought one of the ones in Atlantic City would have done that. But
yeah.
Good idea by MaximBet. They did something a little different. So, speaking of something a little different, we have our first NHL sponsor patch deal.
Yes, I heard about this.
Caesars Sportsbook will now be on the Washington Capitals jerseys. And it's the very first jersey patch sponsorship under the NHL's jersey advertising program.
I guarantee.
Very first deal for the NHL, very first deal for the Capitals.
I guarantee you're going to see a flood of these coming on now.
Well, you have. I'm going to put this right here. Let's see. The logo will be worn on the Capitals' home and third jerseys. I don't know what a third jersey is.
That's one of those.
That's the matinee jersey.
Yeah, kind of a matinee jersey kind of thing.
Those special event things.
Yeah.
Patch will be positioned on the upper right chest area of the jersey, and it's an expansion of the deal that Caesars has with Monumental. They also have the physical sports book in the stadium. Staying with Caesars, we have another deal, which is kind of interesting because they're showing their commitment to Louisiana. They want to be the leaders in Louisiana, Caesars. They did the deal with the Superdome to put the naming rights together. They now have a deal with Louisiana publications, The Advocate, the Times-Picayune, and the new sports betting site by those papers, bet.nola.com.
Wow, okay.
It'll be exclusive partnerships. It's live updating lines and odds directly from Caesars Sportsbooks. A weekly prop bet unique to bet.nola.com readers.
Oh, okay.
So they're going to have special promotions, special odds, special props. And it's going to be interesting to see because the industry has not set a really firm date for a launch. They're going to be launching this year during the regular season, which will be cool.
I'd be very curious to see if these things were. I'm assuming you can access them online. I wonder if this is going to be a subscription thing.
I went to bet.nola.com.
Oh, okay, you can. So I mean, I can go and read up on. Look, any
there
information.
Are certain areas you can't get to.
Any information regarding betting, and if you're making a sports bet, you want information, and this sounds like it'll be a really great informational site.
A couple interesting deals. We have Rush Street Interactive doing a deal with Magic City Highlight.
Highlight, huh?
The RSI, which is Bet Rivers,
Okay.
will have access to use Magic City Highlight's official league data and streaming feeds so that bettors can watch and wager the games in real time.
I don't know too much about Highlight. I've never seen a live Highlight event or a game or match or whatever the hell they call it.
Well, betting on Highlight is currently legal in Illinois and Iowa.
Okay, only 2 states, huh?
Only 2 states. Other states are planning to do it, but I'm actually curious to see what this looks like. I've never seen the Highlight game. I mean, I've seen it live here and there, but I've never actually seen it on TV before or streamed before.
One of our local channels in New Jersey are playing the old Miami Vice TV show, and Highlight is featured in either the beginning or the opening of, or the beginning or the end of it.
It's
so
in both,
yeah,
so
yeah, no, you see little clips of Highlight.
We have Sport Radar announcing that Michael Jordan will now increase his investment in Sport Radar itself, and also will serve as a special advisor to the company's board.
Okay,
he's going to be doing market and product development and marketing activities for Sport Radar.
Okay.
So Mr. Jordan there, who has been known to place a bet or two.
Yeah.
He will actually be helping them monitor placing bets.
Great. Well, you know what? I mean, I think he's had enough experience at it,
yes.
So he knows what he's doing. So it's a good advisor to have.
2 other quick announcement. Actually, 3 other quick announcements. Speaking of special advisors, FanDuel announced that they are bringing on Craig Carton from WFAN as their first national responsible gaming ambassador.
Good. You know, he does a very good responsible gaming show on WFAN on the weekends. I think it's called Hello, My Name is Craig, and I think
it's sponsored by 800 Gambler.
Yeah, no, it's a really good program. I mean, he's really taking responsibility. He's really trying to help people. He's helping a lot of people. So it's really good. Good for him.
WynnBET announced a deal with the Indianapolis Colts. The West Club at Lucas Oil Stadium will be renamed the WynnBET Club. Okay. Open to people 21 and older. They're going to have a sports bar in the upstairs level of the club for betting. Also, they're going to have a WynnBET VIP area. Former Colts defensive end Robert Mathis is a brand ambassador for them.
Great.
On game days, they're going to have a lounge at the team's pregame tailgate area called Touchdown Town.
All right.
So they're going to be doing prizes, fan activations, promos, appearances from Colts legends as well as other brand ambassadors for the brand. And also they're going to be the presenting sponsor of the official Colts podcast and also the title sponsor of the team's mobile app for the season. You're also going to see branding for WynnBET on the north end zone LED screen.
Okay.
So I believe we had somebody do the south gate. Now we have somebody doing the north gate of Lucas Oil Stadium.
Okay.
And last but not least, we have Typica doing a very interesting deal. Typico did that deal with USA Today and Gannett.
Gannett, yeah.
It's
like something like $90 million or something.
It'll
like
add
that,
up to all that stuff,
yeah.
So plus also some other fees for bringing customers, all that stuff. But they did a deal with a company called TVMDOOH. I don't know if I'm supposed to pronounce that.
Are you supposed to spell it out?
I just spelled it out. But I don't know if I'm supposed to say it.
Okay.
But they did a deal. Typico did a deal with this company in Colorado and New Jersey. It's exclusive in New Jersey, by the way. What TVMDOOH does is they broadcast content into bars, sports bars, and restaurants.
All right.
And Typico has done a deal with them that you will see Typico odds and content branded by Typico incorporated into these broadcasts into sports bars all over Colorado and New Jersey. Other states are probably going to be following, but the contract initially says Colorado and New Jersey, and it's exclusive in New Jersey.
Huh, okay.
So that's going to be interesting to see. I know Buffalo Wild Wings has the BetMGM channel.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out what bars this is going to be in. You know?
I
mean, the local bar down the street, I mean, will it have to have a special TV or a special TV tuned to this kind of information?
I would think the bars that aren't chains, that don't subscribe to DirecTV and some of these other things, that would probably have them.
I'm assuming they must be. I guess their next thing is do a deal with a chain.
That's it for this week's Turnpike Sports Book Report. If you have any news or notes that you want included into each week's broadcast, info@turnpikesportsradio.com. And we'll talk about them on the air, but the print version of this segment will appear on the Turnpike Sports blog. Go to turnpikesportsradio.com, click on the blog button, and you'll see the print version because there are a whole bunch of other stories we did not hit this week, as usual. There's so much going on in the sports betting industry.
And that'll do it for us this week. We'll see you next time on the Turnpike.